Side by side, our fears are done. All the good
I've never done a project with a big porch addition like the one we're planning, and I've been trying to figure out the permits we need for it, because where we are, there's two types of permits. There's one for larger projects with more substantial changes. That one's called a development permit. And then there's one for smaller projects with less substantial changes, which is just a building permit. The city's website has tons of information on it, and I was just finding it hard to follow. So I just went into City Hall, brought all my drawings, and you can actually go in and talk to a real person. And it turns out with our current plan, we actually need a development permit, which takes longer and costs more money. The city was great. They actually recommended some changes for us that would allow us to apply for a building permit, which would speed things up and obviously save us a bit of money. So now I have to go talk to Heather, figure out if the changes are something that's going to work for us still. So off to the house.
what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life.
Top of figuring out the permitting for the front porch. Never built anything like that before. I'm a little stressed out about that, but thankfully our neighbor is a framer, and I was here on the weekend chatting with him, and he's going to help me out. He suggested maybe framing it with ridge beam and rafters, where right now the engineer's speccing trusses. Trusses take 6 weeks. If we can do ridge beam and rafter, it'd be awesome, because we can just pick that lumber up at Home Depot, and it'd be way quicker, and hopefully we could start building it before we're deep into winter. But we have to wait to see what the engineer says. So in the meantime, I've got some more demo to do. I have some walls here to take out, so I'm going to continue with that till I know the options for the front porch, and then we can let Heather know.
That's crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
I need to figure out the porch addition. The structural engineer and our neighbor, the framer, all have different ideas about how this can be built. I definitely want as much light and air coming in the porch as possible. And I know that there's a house around the corner from our current house that has a porch addition. I want to see exactly what they did. And sometimes it's just super helpful to just drive around when you have an idea to see if there's a house that looks like what you're thinking. And then after that, I have some really bad news about the windows. There it is. It's got the open rafter that I really like. So I'm hoping I can do something big and airy and open like that on our house. The engineer told us that we had to order trusses, which means that we have to do an enclosed patio like this one. See? Enclosed patio, but it just feels kind of dark underneath, and I don't totally love it. So those are sort of the two options. There is a third type of rafter that I spoke to the joist manufacturing company about that sort of meets it in the middle, where I can have still the joist structure that the structural engineer is telling us that we need, but it's just sort of reduced so that we get a little bit more openness. So I'm still not sure exactly how that's going to work out. Then I think we have other things going on with the deck and the building permit. So I know I'm going to the house in a couple of days to talk to Chris about that. But the window quote came in, and it ended up being double what I have in the budget for the windows. Chris was able to get sort of a rough estimate from the electrical company that he's used all the time, also double. We are officially at the point in our renovation where we're stuck making some very hard decisions. It's really hard when you're doing a renovation. You really have to decide, how much of our savings are we putting into this? Do we want to take on debt so that we can create the house of our dreams? Or do we want to come in at a price point that we're comfortable with, knowing that, once we make these compromises, we're sort of stuck with them for our whole lives? One option that we had was sort of keep the interior of the house with all of the things that we're dreaming of, take off the porch, because it's also a huge expense that really It doesn't need to be done. It's not like the windows that have to be done. So that, or we try to salvage the garage. We really want to show you the realities of self-renovating a house, and unfortunately, a big part of that is having your dreams crushed, like over and over and over. But at the end of the day, I realize I'm still really lucky that I even get to do something like this. I know I couldn't do it without Chris being able to do almost all of the work himself. So I am really grateful. It's still going to be a beautiful house when it's done.
Wore out another set of gloves. It's the third set so far in this house. The funny thing is, I'm right-handed. It's always the left glove. But what's even funnier, got some spares in my PPE bin here. I always keep the right gloves that are still good in the hopes that one day I'll wear out a right glove and be able to make a pair. But time for a new set.
So the windows, like with the finish that I want, so I had budgeted $22,000, they're $46,000. And I did get a quote for the all white with no grills.
Yeah.
And it was $33,000. Like our max budget we had thought was $250,000.
Yeah.
But like there's still a lot in the budget that
Isn't accurate.
we're worried isn't accurate, or like I put in, you know, cost-effective tile, and I might want to have like special tile in some of the areas. The surprise of the asbestos took the buffer out. And so what I have, so I have $20,000 budgeted for the exterior.
Yeah.
Which we'll still have to paint, but if we paint ourselves, you know, we'll save a ton there that we can put back into the interior if we don't do the porch addition. Or are we willing to try to look at the garage to see if we can get by with it for like 5 years?
I feel like the garage is polishing a turd. The porch gives the house so much more curb appeal. And I really like it.
Yeah.
Like I can see us sitting out there. All of that's rotten. You can see all the mold all the way down to the corner.
Yeah.
And then this is all rotten.
Compromises on the garage, but the garage compromises probably aren't permanent, whereas the house compromises are permanent, right? Because if we get the white windows, we're not ever changing those to the brown windows.
No, yeah.
And if we don't do the porch addition, we're never doing a porch addition.
No, now's the time.
Yeah.
If there is a time. Yeah, you might be reframing a fair bit.
Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon, side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, well, you know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
Just trying to finish taking out the top plates from the old walls, but as I'm going along, I'm trying to seal up this vapor barrier, and I'm just using this blue tuck tape to patch any holes and to reconnect all these seams, just to make sure it's sealed properly and we're not going to get any air leaks or any condensation forming. But the important thing is there is a red version, that's for exterior. The blue tape's a little thicker, so make sure you get the right tape for vapor barrier before you start taping a whole house. Hopefully by the end of the day I can have all the top plates removed and everything sealed back up.
Back when we originally bought this house, I had hoped we'd be spending around $160. Of course, that was before we dreamed up the beautiful porch addition. So that brought us up to about $200. But now with the asbestos and a lot of stuff coming in more than we thought, I'm worried we're gonna end up being more in the $250 range, which is fine. We found a comparable in the neighborhood that supports that price with a big, beautiful porch addition. So I'm still feeling good about not overspending for the neighborhood, but it has implications for this garage. So Chris and I had originally dreamed of tearing down this garage. If you've been here for a while, you know it is super rotten inside. And our ultimate dream is a big 3-car garage with a suite above where my mom would hopefully live one day. It'd be great. So what Chris and I talked about was, knowing that we're over the budget, what we decided we really need to do is either compromise the garage and see if we can limp that along, or not do the front porch addition. And the good news is that we did not compromise the curb appeal of the house, which I think is a huge value add for the property. And today we need to figure out that city problem to see if we're going to make the changes so that we can get the permit that is faster and cheaper. So I'm gonna go bug Chris, who I think is demoing upstairs, because we're going to mark out the porch addition on the ground. Let's go bug him. What were you working on?
I just got all the subfloor out from upstairs.
Okay.
So now we can screw down the plank floor and get rid of all these squeaks.
Oh yeah, because somebody in the comments was asking why we're taking up all the subfloor.
Yeah, so we can screw it down, get rid of all the squeaks, and then we'll have to resheet and glue and screw that. So we can do engineered hardwood, whatever flooring. Whatever we decide.
And Fiona pointed out
all the creaks.
The creaks. So she has high expectations.
Yeah.
Okay, and you got the stakes and the tape. So now we're going to map out the new porch addition, because we have to figure out that.
No.
What?
Well,
What do you? I thought.
because we have to get rid of the stairs and take the brick off, and we don't want to be tripping over the tape.
Oh, I wanted to talk about the new pretty porch.
We'll get to that.
Fine.
But we got to get rid of this. Unfortunately, the concrete bin's not here that I ordered, so...
Shoot. Maybe it will magically arrive just at the moment when we need it.
Let's hope.
Okay, let's hope for that, everybody. So, demo. And then we get to talk about the porch addition and the weird city change that I don't really know if I even know what's going on with that yet, but I guess we're going to find out soon. Okay, set me up.
Well, first we need to just get the plug cover.
I'm just doing my
right off.
nervous energy dance again. What? 'Cause, you know, the big power tools. I'm like up on a ladder.
That's fine. It's not that high.
I don't know if I'm feeling very confident.
What?
I said I don't know if I'm feeling very confident. This is gonna be like the Salsa, right? I got really brave.
Yeah.
Why do you do that?
So it doesn't unplug when you're on a ladder.
Oh, that's a good trick.
It gets caught on stuff though.
Oh, that's annoying.
Come a little closer. I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower. I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down.
I can do this. This is easy.
Told you.
It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing, it's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love.
Any tips on how to get this corner one out? I shoved a brick in there.
Falling in love. You set my wheels in motion. I'm going crazy for you. I feel like the ocean. I can see you want this too. 'Cause you've been looking at me all night, trying to figure me out. I just wanna let you know. And I ain't playing no games, baby, you won't change. I only want you. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down.
Try this one.
No, I don't want to try that one. So many ladybugs were sleeping in here. don't like the idea of hurting the ladybugs. I hope they find a new home.
They have wings.
They're all dusty now, poor ladybugs. Oh my god, it's just full of them. There's hundreds of them. Crazy.
So, just about to get going on breaking the stairs apart. Heather's working on getting the brick off the front. And for the steps, they're precast concrete, so they're actually hollow underneath. And I rented this jackhammer from Home Depot, which is probably actually a bit of overkill, because I think I could probably just use the sledgehammer, but this will be way more fun. So, better get at it, because Heather's about to beat me, I think.
It's what you're doing, it's making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling.
Wow, that thing's really hollow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out a plan so I can stand on it without it collapsing.
So do they just like deliver them here like this, or do they form them here?
They deliver them. There's 2 brackets that's probably sitting on, tied to the foundation.
And then the truck just rolls up and drops them.
Yeah.
I always thought these were like a massive pile of concrete.
There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love.
Yeah. One more. Come on. Come on, wake up. Come on, wake up. I'm gonna take you somewhere safer. There's just so many of them. Where do you want to go?
Yeah, I'm falling in love.
Hey, Brian, I cannot get the top row.
What's that?
I can't get the top row at all. Just get it done. Chris has to do the top row for me. I can't get it. It's too hard. Want to see from the street? Oh, safety glasses. How's it look? Terrible? Has to get worse before it can get better. Well, at least it means we're committed to the front porch.
I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling.
We've run into a bit of a problem. I need to work right there, and Chris needs to work right there. And we have this massive pile of garbage that we can't get rid of. We're very annoyed. Chris is now hiding it under trees because the concrete bin that we're waiting for is not here. Man, we really do wait for bins a lot. So you're gonna start putting out where the porch edition goes to? And then I can finish the brick?
Yeah, and then I can come back and take out the last part of the step.
Okay.
There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Yeah, I'm falling in love.
Here, officially. I don't know, man.
What's that?
You think that's a good idea, huh? We're all standing on here together?
What's that?
Oh, you're here to protect me because this is going to go out of control.
So, come up close to it. So
Okay.
you have to see how these,
Oh, yeah.
and then your buttons here.
I got to push them both down and my button at the same time.
Yeah.
No. I can't even push it down. No.
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
Plugged in.
Oh, look, see? Green light for power.
Now you gotta get it out.
There's no way. Not a chance.
It's $2 cheaper than orange tape.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know.
Do you know when I was a kid we used to decorate our bikes with this tape?
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Okay, so that's where we wanted it, right?
And this is the current drawings, the current plan.
Okay. Oh, ow.
Yeah, I cut myself through my gloves.
Oh no. Okay, let me look up the width of a porch swing. What are you doing?
Skill saw skills.
So you can get it between the patio stones?
Yeah,
Are you tired from jackhammering all afternoon?
a little bit. Like it's hardly anything.
It is, it's hardly anything. It doesn't seem worth it, does it?
No.
It was $400 just for the other permit.
Yeah.
I mean, this seems plenty big enough. 51 inches. Huh. It's fine. Still room for a porch swing. Okay, and this extra one, it was $400, and we had to put a sign up.
Where you post a sign for the
Right.
development permit, and they say 21 days, so a month. Let's
Right.
be real, it's the
Yeah.
city.
Right.
So a month that the sign's posted,
Yeah.
that neighbors can submit grievances.
And if we take off the foot, we don't have to go through any of that. It's just approved.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I feel good about taking the foot off. My porch swing's gonna fit. We'll still have lots of room to walk.
Yeah, now we just have to figure out where the posts are actually going. This would be the end of the roof,
Right. Yeah.
and the end of the deck.
Right. Okay.
But the posts generally you would have inside of
They're
it,
gonna
right?
come in. Okay. So the center of the post is 4 inches inside the line where your feet is.
Well, that's what we're deciding.
But wait, isn't there an overhang on the porch too or anything? So really the edge of the roof can't be past this line.
Yeah. How far in from the roof do we want the post, I guess?
I can't think about this because I'm too tired.
We don't have to do that until we...
I'm too tired from jackhammering. I still have my safety glasses on. They're not sunglasses. That happens to us all the time. You're not wearing sunglasses. Those are safety glasses. So problem maybe for next week we'll figure out the depth
Yeah.
and where the posts are and do the final drawing because we've got to get the joists made.
We need... So that's one thing, actually, is that we do have to go with the trusses.
Right, we do have to go with trusses.
Yeah.
I said joists.
Yeah,
Trusses.
Because the span is so large.
Okay, that got settled.
So...
Okay, and we're gonna do those trusses though that are slightly peaked, that nicer style, so we get a bit of openness inside.
Yeah.
We don't need a center post at all?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll take that one center post off. I'm too tired to think about this. None of this is gonna stick. So I think we're gonna sign off for this week, and tomorrow you are, not tomorrow, definitely tired.
Finding where walls are going, and we're going to lay that out on the floors. So
And more jackhammering of concrete.
More jackhammering
In the basement.
Driving around in circles.